Tonight on the best of most shocking. They're fearless, furious, and a force to be reckoned with. They're Seniors Gone Wild. Including never-before-seen footage.
Oh my God!
And new dramatic first-hand accounts. First up, an octogenarian hits 50 on the wrong side of the freeway. Plus, a legendary bank robber holds up in her motorhome.
Lay down and get your hands behind your back.
Triggering a deadly standoff. And later, a gun-toting crook gets outmatched by a little old lady. This is not a movie. Everything you're about to see is real. Brace yourself. This is the best of most shocking. Seniors Gone Wild.
Deerfield Beach, Florida. Just outside this DMV office, an 80-year-old woman is preparing for a driving test. She's going to fail. After backing out of her parking spot, she punches the gas without straightening her steering wheel. The woman is so panicked, a customer has to pull her foot off the floor gas pedal. Once the engine is off, they survey the wasteland of chairs and injured bodies. Incredibly, the man who was hit hardest and plowed across the lobby is able to hop up and help the driver. But 11 others are hurt, including an employee who was nearly crushed under the rubble. Thankfully, no one's wounds are life-threatening. The victims are all treated and released. In addition to flunking the test, the woman is slapped with a careless driving charge. Beach Island, South Carolina. A convenience store is about to come under attack. 3 armed men storm the premises, and these guys are pros. One crook covers the door. Another subdues the customers. The third heads where the real money is, the back office. The robbery catches owner Mary Todd completely by surprise.
I was crocheting. I love to crochet, and that's what I do in my spare time. All of a sudden, I heard a big bang. It sounded like a bomb on top of the building.
The door is locked, but Mary can see the thief through her window.
Every time he hit the door, it would pounce him back about 7 or 8 feet. And he'd get a running start and start again.
A cashier ducks the menacing aim of the coverman's pistol, pleading for her life. Another clerk sneaks a push of the alarm button, but help may not get there in time. Fortunately, Mary's got a .32 caliber backup plan.
I reach for my gun, which is on a rubber band on top of my Bible. I live by the Bible, and I live by that gun. I cocked it, and I waited for him to come through the door.
But the attacker can't break it down. The frustrated thieves argue among themselves. But Mary is listening to a very different voice.
My guardian angel said, Mary, shoot the window out.
The second robber heads for the back. As he approaches the door, Mary takes action. The gangsters race out even faster than they came in. The explosion of glass catches them all off guard. They flee empty-handed. Their plan shot to pieces. What this criminal took as bad luck may have actually saved his life.
He did not know what was behind that door. So definitely his life would have been changed.
Mary's shot may have cost her a window, but that's a small price to pay to protect her staff and herself. Greensboro, North Carolina. Sergeant Arthur Waddell normally patrols these streets on his own, but today he has company.
We were conducting a speed enforcement program in Randolph County, and I had a photographer from a local television station riding with me.
But the camera crew is going to get much more than they bargained for.
All of a sudden, I kind of look to my left and I'm seeing lights flashing and horns are sounding, and it just kind of took me by surprise. Was I really seeing what I was seeing?
A car charges down the highway, going the wrong direction.
I got one going north. It's on the wrong side of the road.
Going against traffic at over 50 miles an hour, the driver seems to be on a suicide run.
No, get over, car, get over.
He barely avoids a big rig, only to find himself almost bumper to bumper with a speeding truck.
It's almost like as if a bull is charging and people just start diving out of the way. So they was just having to try and change lanes, run off to the road, pull off to the road, stop, do whatever they could.
It's a deadly predicament, and Officer Waddell still has no idea who's behind the wheel. But then he sees inside the cab, and his heart nearly stops.
This is an elderly person who has simply gone the wrong way and doesn't have a clue.
The patrolman does all he can to stop him.
And I felt like if I could just get his attention, if I could just get him to look at me, then all of a sudden it would dawn on this person, wait a minute, something's wrong here, and that he would stop. He never did.
And even worse, the median's guide wire keeps Waddell from getting close. It looks like the only way this car will come to a stop is in a deadly head-on collision. But when the sergeant crosses to the other side of the interstate, he gets a welcome surprise.
As I came across the median, I noticed there were 2 tractor-trailer trucks, so the road was completely blocked. And I'm thinking to myself, how lucky can you get?
Finally, this old-timer's highway escapade comes to an end. He put countless drivers in danger. Fortunately, his confusion didn't cost lives. Newcastle, England. A 71-year-old farmer claims bank errors forced him to sell his prized cows. So he stages a protest using the only thing left of his herd. Several tons of liquid manure. The steaming senior parks his tractor in front of the esteemed financial institution and sets the dung to discharge. Members of the local media photograph the organic offensive, alerted by the sprayer himself. The odorous assault is finally cut short by a passing police van. But the damage is done.
Oh my God!
The old-timer is charged with causing criminal damage after his fertilizer deposit left this bank in the house.
Oh my God!
Still to come, a clerk turns the tables on a crook, triggering a hot lead frenzy. makes a last stand in an RV.
Go, go, go!
Then you won't believe what this driver's been getting away with, or for how long.
We are showing that you had a driver's license, but it expired 33 years ago.
That's next on the best of most shocking Seniors Gone Wild.
Tyler, Texas. Police and FBI surround an RV. Inside is the notorious bank robber known as Cowboy Bob.
Cowboy Bob was a nickname given to this robber in the 1990s by special agents in Dallas because the robber looked like a cowboy. Head to toe was cowboy hat, cowboy coats, sunglasses, and a wig.
But hiding under the 10-gallon hat is a 60-year-old woman named Peggy Jo Tellis. Pistol-packing Peggy just held up a local bank, then fled the scene in her motorhome.
Cowboy Bob rides again into our town. She had no connections to Tyler that we could tell whatsoever, but she sure liked to come here to rob banks.
The gunslinging grandma refuses to surrender. With a .357 in hand, she threatens to open fire.
She's refusing to come out. They are pleading with her, put the gun down, come on out, we can work this out.
But for this desperado, there's no turning back. Peggy Jo aims her weapon for a final showdown.
The officers at the scene had no choice whatsoever but to fire. This is what is generally called suicide by cop. She made the decision for them to end her life.
Officers toss in a flash grenade, then storm inside, searching for additional suspects. But all that's left is the legend of Cowboy Bob.
There was approximately a dozen hats throughout the vehicle, along with wigs and gloves.
For Peggy Jo Tellis, old habits die hard.
I've never seen a bank robbery quite like this one in my career. You cannot make this one up. It is true that truth is stranger than fiction.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. A man walks into a convenience store with one goal in mind: stealing money any way he can. The clerks are busy behind the counter, and the only other customer is an elderly man. And with a wad of 20s sticking out of the patron's pocket, it seems like the perfect setup for an easy score. While he's distracted playing scratch-offs, the crook sidles up behind him. But when the overeager robber goes for the green, he gets a big surprise. The instant he touches the money, the customer turns and unloads a barrage of bare-knuckled blows. This is no feeble senior citizen. He's a triple threat. Ex-Marine, iron worker, and one-time Golden Gloves boxer, who proves he's still tough as nails. With the help of a cashier, he subdues the stunned pickpocket until police arrive. Jesse Daniel Ray pleads guilty to assault with intent to commit robbery and is sentenced to 6 months behind bars. This elderly man seemed like an easy mark until he dished out an old-school lesson in hard knocks and rough justice. Alliance, Ohio. Officer Scott Blake stops a pickup for doing 53 in a 35 zone. But speed is not this good old boy's only problem.
Good afternoon. I need your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance, please.
I have it.
He advised he didn't have his driver's license. And my response was, you don't have it with you? And he says, no, I don't have a driver's license.
The gray-haired man can only provide a social security card.
Okay, we're going to sit tight for a few minutes, sir.
And I entered his social security number into the system, and within a minute or so, the screen come up with the information.
Blake does a double take.
I thought, well, this has to be a mistake, so I actually tapped the screen to see if it's just, a mistake on the screen.
Apparently, this grandpa's been driving on borrowed time.
Mr. Durham, we have a slight problem, sir. We are showing that you had a driver's license, but it expired in 1969.
Though this sounds preposterous, the driver has a valid explanation.
May I ask why?
I can't pass the vision.
So what's your vision problem? He said, well, I'm legally blind. I was dumbfounded.
All right, well, here's the situation, sir. You're going to be placed under arrest for no operator's license. Okay, you're going to have to come down to headquarters and post a bond in order to get out, sir.
The man complies, but he's not happy about it.
A bit overkill, isn't it?
And he actually got kind of sore at me for arresting him for being blind and driving.
After decades of driving in the dark, the Golden Guy's arrest came as a real eye-opener.
Up next, a combative customer tables a holdup by beating the crook with a stool. And an old lady in a dress gives some expensive merchandise the slip. Plus, a scrappy senior citizen teaches a gunman to respect his elders. On the best of most shocking, Seniors Gone Wild.
Titusville, Florida. 77-year-old veteran Tom Leary routinely spends his days visiting with the manager of a local gas station. A man who also happens to be his roommate, Lucas.
I usually come up here every night and get a cup of coffee. I come in the morning and get a cup of coffee.
Both Tom and Lucas are blissfully unaware of the shady person who just entered the store. The customer buys a tall boy. When suddenly, the purchase was just a ploy to open the register. The robber says he has a gun under the towel.
All I seen was the hole at the end of the towel. And you stay blankety there, Okay, I'll stay here.
But when the thief runs back behind the counter, Lucas zaps him with a stun gun. It has no effect on the brawling brute. Lucas is pushed down, but he's not out. He trips the 6'6" thug and hits the alarm. Then the crook pops right back up, only to get slammed with another surprise attack.
I said, the hell with it. I grabbed the stool and whopped him with it. Actually, I hit him 3 times with it. The third time, it must have woke up something because he tagged me.
First, he clocks Lucas, and then drops Tom with a wicked right cross.
Yeah, he hit me right here. And I turned around and I fell down and my head hit the floor and blood all over the place.
That's when Lucas goes ballistic, wrestling the robber outside. When a good Samaritan joins the fray, the burglar runs off, almost losing his shorts in the process. Back inside, Tom regains consciousness. But the ordeal is not over yet. The hoodlum returns, thinking he's dropped his car keys in the struggle.
Lucas grabbed the keys to the car so the guy couldn't take off.
The bystander tries to trap the felon inside, but the bruiser breaks free. He doesn't get far before cops hunt him down. Thanks to Tom's heroic actions, the hulking marauder is now behind bars. And his roommate Lucas is back at work.
I just couldn't see somebody beating on somebody. You got the money, get the hell out. It was just instinct, you know, to help another human being.
Managua, Nicaragua. A man enters a car accessory store and asks about an amplifier. He's not interested in buying it. When no one is looking, he removes a knife and quickly cuts the straps that hold the amp in place. But then he walks away. Moments later, an old lady is interested in the exact same amp. It's no coincidence. She's part of a highly organized team of crooks. A third accomplice acts as a lookout. He gives the all clear. And the sticky-fingered granny tucks the amp under her slip. Amazingly, even with a 10-pound piece of metal between her legs, this Thunder Thighs thief walks without so much as a limp. But thanks to video evidence, these 3 are soon captured. Most grandmas are known for giving out hard candy. But soon, this one will be known for doing hard time. Hampshire, England. An elderly store owner restocks the shelves with fruit preserves. But she's about to find herself in a jam. A young man storms in, covering his face. In his hand, an enormous high-caliber pistol. He demands cash and orders the woman to lay on the floor. But this plucky grandma is no easy mark. She quickly snatches the barrel of the gun and fights desperately to tear it from his hands. After struggling with a woman 3 times his age, the cowardly crook makes a hasty retreat. The old lady is shaken, but still has work to do. Undaunted, she finishes tidying up before calling the police. This criminal thought he had a walk-on part in Easy Money. Instead, he found himself playing the patsy in Granny Get Your Gun.
Still to come, an elderly driver turns a deli into a parking lot. Then, two armed robbers threaten clerks' lives and get beaten to the ground. And later, an elderly couple gives a pistol-packing punk more than he bargained for. On the best of most shocking, Seniors Gone Wild.
Morro Bay, California. Maria Faust and her mother-in-law, Amber, work the weekend shift at their family deli.
It was actually a really relaxing day. Saturdays start out a little bit slower, so we were just getting our work done, getting on top of things.
But while foot traffic is still light, outside traffic suddenly comes crashing in. In the blink of an eye, a rampaging car pulverizes the front of the shop. Appliances fly across the room like missiles. Maria runs for her life, missing death by seconds. When the dust settles, the women can hardly believe what happened.
In the noise and confusion, I was trying to put it together, what was happening, and your mind is just racing.
I just started shaking. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't move.
Amber quickly takes control. Maria rushes to help. And finally sees who's behind the wheel. A dazed elderly woman.
She has her head on the wheel. She has her hands on the wheel. She's trying to move, but she's not moving very much.
It turns out the geriatric driver accidentally stepped on the gas pedal instead of the brake. A mistake that could have been fatal.
We were actually very lucky that Maria didn't get injured because she was there about 3 seconds before the car hit.
And standing directly in the path of destruction. The close call still haunts her.
A couple weeks ago, somebody peeled out of the parking lot, and I just started backing up right away, even though it wasn't close to us, and shaking.
Amazingly, no one was seriously injured when a senior citizen's slip of the foot turned this family deli into a drive-thru. South Florida. An elderly man suspected of driving under the influence is questioned. The man might think he's funny, but he's also a local politician who doesn't realize his act is being videotaped. Exasperated, the officer moves on to the roadside test. One test after another finds the councilman a stumbling and bumbling mess. Finally, police have had enough. They cuff the plowed politician and take him in. He's sentenced to 6 months probation and a hefty fine. After the cops in this town made it clear, no one is above the law. Coventry, England. Two men charge into a father-son shop, threatening to beat them senseless with makeshift clubs. The young clerk, Maninder Karir, suddenly realizes the magnitude of the encounter when he sees one thug carrying an 8-inch hunting knife.
That's where the fear kind of started to set in then, because it was a case of, you know, this is real, this is happening, and he's got a knife. What do we do?
In a split second, it's a pulse-pounding nightmare for the shop owners. Manohar Singh, the clerk's father, fights for his life.
It happened so quickly, you can't think about that time what's happening.
One bandit demands money, smashing the register. The other slashes at the old man with a razor-sharp blade. The elderly clerk uses a case of beer to block the vicious knife attack. But it provides little protection.
He's just so out of control. You know, anything can happen now. You know, he weren't coming in just trying to scare us as well. It was, you know, there was quite a bit of intent there as well.
Maninder knows if he doesn't do something soon, his father could be killed.
The fear had pretty much set in before this gets really bad. Something has to be done. We have to do something.
In the chaos, the son goes for a weapon of his own.
That's why I sort of just looked around, and as soon as I saw the stick, I thought, I've just got to go and try and grab that and at least try and scare him off.
The panicked robbers scramble for the door, but one of them doesn't get far. The clerk lands a direct hit with his stick, and the knifeman crashes to the ground, unconscious.
It was just a swing. It's just a swing and hit him, and that was it.
The second felon gets away empty-handed. But with his friend in custody, it's just a matter of time before they're both behind bars.
Could all have been so much different, and that's one thing, you know, we're always grateful for that. It went the way it did, and nothing more serious had happened.
Thanks God, nobody, both we are okay and nobody hurt.
This brutal armed robbery forced clerks to fight for their lives and left a hot-headed crook knocked out cold.
Still to come, when a bar bandit is gunned down, vengeful patrons pelt him with beer bottles. Plus, a sassy senior fights for her life against a cold-blooded gunman. On the best of most shocking, Seniors Gone Wild.
New Orleans, Louisiana. The owners of a local tavern have been trying to get back on their feet after Hurricane Katrina.
Just average citizens who are working to rebuild what little they have left.
But in this troubled area, others have taken a more nefarious approach. Two masked robbers raid the bar, unaware of security guard Brian Gray in the back.
Both of them had weapons. We didn't know if they were real, fake, or whatever.
As one menaces the patrons at the bar, another in a hooded sweatshirt grabs a customer and pulls him toward the register at gunpoint. Then he goes after a female bartender.
He was threatening her, he was grabbing her, he was pulling her by the hair.
Gray stands just off camera on the lower right. He takes aim at the thief holding the woman and fires.
I had a clear shot, and I took the clear shot.
The gunman collapses. and his buddy makes a terrified beeline for the exit. Gray steps in and examines the man's gun. His instincts were correct.
He actually did have a loaded 9mm, and it was cocked at the ready.
An ex-Marine and veteran of 2 wars, Gray's shot is both daring and incredibly accurate. The mature marksman fires just past the shoulder of a stunned patron, then narrowly avoids hitting the hostage, who's held closely against the suspect. But now, it's the citizens who are armed. And these hard-working individuals are incensed at this thug's audacious act.
He kept trying to get up. He would get up to one knee, but the patrons were throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him.
The barrage of bottles and mugs takes its toll. But the real damage has already been done.
Shot that I fired hit him in the upper torso, hit an artery, and he bled to death. When we got home, yeah, I cried. I'll be honest, I cried. I felt bad. It was another young black male who could easily be working instead of out here doing this kind of crap.
It's an outcome that Brian would have liked to avoid. But when this crook threatened a woman's life, the senior sharpshooting guard was left with no choice. Salisbury, North Carolina. An elderly cashier pays no attention when a man enters the store until she feels the cold steel of a gun on the back of her head. Terrified, the feisty clerk fights back. But it's a fight that might be her last. The gun-toting bandit forces her to the ground and demands the money. Then he leads her away from the counter. Her life is in his hands. After locking her in a back room, the gunman takes off with a drawer full of cash and is unfortunately still at large. The clerk is thankfully uninjured. But when cops catch up to her assailant, they'll show him that for robbing a senior citizen at gunpoint, he'll be growing old behind bars.
Coming up, the owners of a mom-and-pop liquor store make a stand against crime. Next on the best of most shocking, Seniors Gone Wild.
Hardyville, South Carolina. It's a few minutes before closing time at Herb and Florence Tolar's liquor store. As always, the family is on guard. Just 1 year before, Herb was robbed at gunpoint. Since that terrifying night, he's been determined to protect himself.
I said, if a person pulls a gun on me in a robbery, again, I will kill him.
He's about to put his deadly resolution to the test. A masked gunman bursts in, demanding cash. The crook spots the family's daughter, Stacy, just off camera and orders her onto the ground.
I really felt like that he was going to shoot us. I was very, very afraid for my life.
With his family in jeopardy, Herb's rage is stoked to its boiling point.
When the robber held the gun to my daughter's head, I wanted to kill him. I wanted to get my hands on him and kill him.
The criminal doesn't realize Herb has a gun at his waist, and the vengeful shopkeeper is determined to fight back. Herb slowly moves into fighting position.
I was purposely backing up toward him I don't care whether he shot me or not.
With his life on the line, Herb makes his move. The angry store owner pounces on his attacker, hoping to disarm him. The unexpected fight scares the bad guy into bolting.
I immediately got up off the floor, pulled my automatic pistol, and thought to myself, if I got 9 shots, I should be able to hit him with one of them.
Herb shoots 3 times before his gun jams. Stacy follows with her mom, who's also locked and loaded. Herb races after the felon while his wife goes for a kill. At this point, it's literally a shot in the dark. They've lost sight of the thief. The violent incident is the last straw for the Tolars. And while police later catch the robber, the family makes the heartbreaking decision to close their store for good.
I've been going in there since I was a little girl, and it really is like losing our family member. It's very sad.
It's a bitter pill to swallow. But after 3 decades serving his town, Herb Tolar has only one regret.
I was disappointed in that my gun had jammed and I was not able to blow his brains out.
Some say youth is wasted on the young. But that doesn't mean the older set can't be every bit as feisty.
Oh my God!
And dangerous. Whether they're behind the wheel, taking on criminals, or even breaking the law. One thing is for certain. You better beware of Seniors Gone Wild.